Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. Starting out my day with some coffee and pYanodon's. So, I'm trying to remember where we left off. I know we did a lot of investigation. I think we wanted rubber, yes. So Vrauk's should be easy enough to expand. We're not currently using stone for the moss, but I could, I think. Yeah, it's only like 1 stone a second. They don't take very much power though. Nor do they take very much of anything. So, feels like I could just double it pretty easily. And then the water thingy is more than enough. So then I just need 2 more reproductive complexes. And 8 more Vrauk enclosures. Oh boy. Let's get to crafting. Grab all the metals that we're gonna need. Probably a lot of iron. Imagine some copper. Though, copper doesn't actually go into that much. And we also don't have glass over here, which is kind of bothersome. Because I kind of count glass as a metal. I know it's not a metal, but you know what I mean. It's a plate. You know, glass plates is basically what these are. And they're used in the same way, gameplay-wise, that metal is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Okay, that's not gonna work. We need some, what, air core inductors? And other various sundries. Yeah, our last session was definitely a bit overwhelming. I think there's a level of like, I need a Zen garden. I need to zoom out, or zoom in, I mean, and not zoom out, and just focus on the next thing, you know? Don't get so wrapped up in the big picture. I think I had mistakenly thought we were a little closer to green science after finishing intermetallics and chromium, but that is not the case. Okay, those aren't really what we needed. We needed air core inductors and probably more small parts, always more small parts. And then engines, I don't really think we needed more of. We had 30. Medium power poles. Let's walk around with 2 stacks of those. Sweet, okay, so we've got our 1, 2, 3 Vrauk enclosures done, or paddocks, and then we need the repro complexes, which require a bunch of steel. I also might need some circuits here in a minute. Steel. I need more TI. Okay, there's 2, 8. Wish these had checkboxes. Do we need another slafter house? Or do we not need another slafter house? We only need half of the slafter house, so 1 slafter house. I can't stop saying it that way apparently. 1 slaughterhouse will do 16 Vrauk paddocks, so we actually don't need another one yet. Summary, come back. No! It's interesting, the hotkey for Helmod closes the summary block, but not the production block. Huh. I find that interesting. I don't like that it closes the summary block. Anyway, HPFs are not too bad. Reformer, Cracker. Reformer and Cracker. Wait, what are those for? Oh, these parts. Yeah. That's for the rubber side of things. Okay, and then a DDC. All right. I'll do those. So, where am I gonna do all this? I need anthracene and aromatics, and a little bit of titanium. We're also gonna need seaweed. Limestone and stone. Okay, so seaweed. We need limestone in our inventory to craft those. Since we do a lot of crafting over here, I'm gonna do a thing. Also, I'm realizing that it could be helpful to have burner drills. So how do we make those? Burner drills is stone, small parts, and iron. We don't have stone over here yet. That's the problem. What if I put stone on the other side of this wood belt? Would that behoove me? I think it would. Would that behoove me? Jokes. All right. The main stone belt's down here, though. By the way, how's all the shale oil stuff going? It's all full? Yeah, makes sense. So we're wasting all that light oil. That's great. Just great. And we need more stone, because this isn't even a full belt. It looks like we're just consuming all of it. Which means we're actually running out of stone somewhere? Or is the last way... No, sorry. Stone brick is the last way that we're consuming it. I'm gonna go ahead and... I can do this from map view, actually. I'm gonna slow down my stone brick consumption. Or stone consumption. But what I can't do from the map view is move the items. Because yeah, I want stone to back up. I don't think we need absurd amounts of stone brick anymore. So now that's frustrating. When was the last autosave? 4 minutes ago. Can I pick this up with bots? I'm really... So what happened here? I actually think this is going to be satisfying to watch. Item on ground. So the way that this happened is I grabbed... What did it do? So I grabbed some stone and it was in my inventory. And then I did the even distribution, holding control to balance out inventories. But apparently when you balance out inventories, if the X slots are closed off, it's hard, words are hard. So what had happened is it was like this. There were multiple chests that were flowed over past their X slots, and when I balance out the inventories, it then took all of these and put them back in my inventory, and there was too much to fit in my inventory, so then it screwed me over. So this is now my life. You know what? This is too much. I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. Well, that's a thing. How far was I in crafting? Okay, I needed the titanium. No, we already did the titanium. Okay, so I still needed the high pressure furnaces. Did I do anything else? Dang, I hate when this happens. Yeah, I was crafting the 2 soil extractors. And then I thought about doing burner mining drills, and then I thought about needing stone over here, and then I thought about changing how I did stone brick. It was really, if you give a mouse a cookie territory. Because what I was thinking about doing was just building up soil and limestone here. Just for when I need to do construction, you know what I mean? And then there's some water over here, though I don't think I should rely on pass-through for piping water. So it looks like there's a water pipe up here, though. So we'll use that. Alright, so then those will work on getting me some limestone and soil for when I need it, because I needed limestone for something. What did I need limestone for? Oh, the seaweed, that's what it was. Yeah, okay. Anyway, let's go fix the stone problem, this time with less overflowing 10,000 stone onto the ground. That was a bit ridiculous. This time, I will... what will I do? I mean, hold on. We can be smarter about this. This whole thing is just unnecessary at this point. We have loaders, okay? We can just do this. So get rid of all that. Get rid of these. This shouldn't overflow anything. I can just keep putting it in here. Alright. And then... need power. There we go. Alright, well that helps with that problem. That sound effect is so loud. The volume of that should be decreased a little bit. If any Pi devs are watching this episode, please reduce the opening closing sound of shed a little bit. Like if you just compare it, it's so much louder than a normal chest. And it should be brought more in line where it sounds like about the same volume to your ears. Because this has higher pitches, and I don't know... This is one of those situations, like, I'm not a total audiophile, but I know enough to know that, like, even if it's the same amount of decibels, that doesn't mean it sounds the same amount of loudness. So it's possible that, like, on an audio waveform, this would peak at the same level that this one does, but this one is way louder and should be decreased. Anyway, that is besides the point. We need limestone to make some seaweed factories. And I was gonna bring over stone on the wood belt, but the problem is the wood belt... Well, where does stone actually go? I mean, it goes on this magical journey, right? Because it goes over to all the moss, and then it goes over here, but then it also goes up here. So I'm thinking, oh, oh no, that's fine. That's still good. I'm thinking we just need a stone belt going over this way, and we don't have one. Or going up this way, I should say. And so, and then that stone belt can maybe come over to mix with the wood belt there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna split this stone. That will be our input stone to this belt. And then I actually want to bring, we're going on a full tangent right now. I want to do more stone mining on our stone patch, which is way down there. Okay. We'll grab the car for that one. All right. All the way down here. Oh, we're gonna need more belts maybe. Kind of forgot that this would require, I was just thinking, oh yeah, we'll just add the miners. But no, we need belts for this too. Is there a way? I bet there is. I just devised a brilliant plan. I think I've tried this before once or twice. I can't remember. I think I've done this before. But what we're gonna do here is basically this is gonna be one belt and this is gonna be another belt. And this gets us two belts in a cool fashion rather than two separate lines. It's useful because this way we can, you know, get further into the mine rather than having to go wide or having to have other belts that like come around or something. Anyway, we do still have everything connected. I didn't re-put a lamp though. I should do that. Okay, stone belt number 2. So now we'll actually get 15 stone a second and the full 15 carriage in a second. I left the car. No. Can't do that. All right. Back to laying belt. I'm very excited for trains. I know I keep saying this. And I keep saying it because it keeps being true. Let's go here. This is just a mess. I don't know what to change about it, so I won't. It's cleaner than a lot of other options, but it's certainly not the cleanest it could be. I mean, why don't I just do this? That feels a little bit better. Like, why does it... Oh, I see. I see why. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind this little squiggle. I think this is cleaner than the alternative. Alright, stone belt number 2. Comes up here. And then this is okay, this is a good example. So this type of thing came up in a previous episode. If we filtered left Keragen, this will not work at full throughput. You'd think it might because there's exactly 15 stone and exactly 15 Keragen, but the problem is if the Keragen on the right side doesn't perfectly match up with stone on the left side, it doesn't work. So what you actually have to do is create sub buffers, or just, I guess, regular buffers, not sub buffers, but basically each belt needs to have a tiny little buffer. So we have to basically do like Keragen left, you know, Keragen right if we want to be nice and symmetrical. And then that way, you know, there's always space for the Keragen. And then I even think this might not be enough of a buffer for the stone. So I'll give the stone 1 tile each. Or no, we'll do this. And then this will work fine, because exactly half of the Keragen... no, that actually won't work fine. Because we need a buffer for this one too. That should be enough of a buffer though. Okay, so anyway, there's a full belt of Keragen, and then this is a full belt of stone that then joins up with this one. And we're prioritizing the other stone over it. But then now that I think about it, we actually want that to happen here. So, because I want to make sure that we're getting, you know, the full amount of stone. This will make it so our stone chest will only fill up from the extra stone from ore metals processing, but I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that. And then here comes the second belt. Perfect. All right. So that fixes the stone problem. And we should get a full belt going. Actually, slightly more than a full belt, because whatever's extra here, we could get more than a full belt out. Which is good. I'm hoping this is enough of a buffer for the Keragen. I think it will be. Especially because this one has a long buffer. I think it'll be fine. In fact, if I do input priority left, then that makes this one never back up. So if we have a bad timing of a Keragen or two, it'll back up on this one. So that'll be great. Here we go. And let's just make sure, we'll watch this for a moment, make sure it never hitches. There should neither of these should ever slow down. Looks like they are doing just fine. Perfect. All right, that makes me feel a little better about stone. And then that's going and joining the wood belt. So now we have stone over in our mall, which is important because we'll also need stone brick in the mall, and it's probably easier to just make stone brick on site. It's less dense, but simpler that way. Let me grab that limestone. And I'm also out of aluminum, which is up here. All right, and then increase my intermetallics buffer since we can. Okay, cool. Now, I wanted to automate something. Also, did I ever, like, screw with the sides of the belt? I did. Yeah. Here. So, like, this needs to be wood only. So we need something like this. I don't like that. I might use a filtered thing here so it doesn't mess with the undergrounding of the area. And do that. Okay. And then wood seems that one needs to be filtered on wood. I feel like I did that somewhere else as well, the wood thing. Yeah, right here. Okay. All right, so that works. And now we needed stone furnaces and small parts and iron plates. Perfect. Okay, so that's all right here. So then we'll do stone furnaces, small parts, and iron plates. So this will go here. This will be stone furnaces. We'll feed that guy. That goes into a chest, which gets fed here. Small parts get fed in. Uh-oh. I guess like that. And iron gets fed in like this. And then the wood is needed, of course, because of fueling. So I wish we had Renai transportation. I just want a thrower inserter to just chuck wood straight into that thing. That would be wonderful. Instead, we have to do nonsense like this. Which is basically Renai transportation, let's be honest. I mean, look at what I'm doing here. This is just nonsense. Alright, but it works. And we'll get some furnaces there and some burner drills. Sweet. And I mean, it wouldn't be too hard to then... Oh! These don't use burner drills. I thought they did. Well, I could certainly automate electric mining drills. I don't need them often enough for that to feel that important. But I can. What was it? Small parts, iron, and circuits. So that's just like straight up right here. Again, I mean, it's like the same things almost. So it feels pretty easy to just do something like this. And we just split off the circuits here. And we need wood, maybe from over here. That means you need a place on the other side of the belt so we can get wood there. And then you make that, and then you do this, and then we do a stack. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. It'll get me 50 and then it'll be done. And I won't use them very often, but because often the thing I need far more of is these guys, right? Granted, these use the electric mining drills as ingredients, so that helps with that part of it if I'm handcrafting these. But these are the ones I really need automated, and they're a lot more expensive. Anyway, where do iron sticks go? I'd like to get rid of these, please. Anything else I need to get rid of? No, I think we're fine. All right, so seaweed. How many do I need? I don't remember their rate. Also, do we have a second version yet? Oh, we can make raw coal from biomass. I mean, it's a terrible recipe, but it is a thing. And the compost plant is very useful. Anyway, this seaweed recipe is still a ways away. So we still just have the one way to make seaweed, and I needed 0.5 of it, which requires 2.5. So we get 0.2 per seaweed plant then. Okay. That's for the sodium alginate, I think. Is that right? Yes. Which goes into the latex slabs when mixed with creamy latex. And the creamy latex, I also forgot about. That also needs limestone and sap. Okay. We'll need some sap trees for that. All right. Moving on to the Vrauk expansion. I'm trying to decide exactly how I want to work this out. Do I want to copy this whole thing as a second chunk? Do I want to make the one chunk bigger? And I'm leaning towards making the one chunk bigger. The problem is we'd have to cut and paste this over here. Easily extend that. The problem is the repro complexes. Let's do this. Let's move. This is going to be a whole nightmare. So the first thing I want to do is copy everything and save it into a blueprint just in case something goes wrong. The next thing I want to do is figure out with CO2, are we going to need to make more of that? Because this is our primary CO2 production over here. It can make up to 64. Those are using 11. What other buildings are consuming CO2? These guys are consuming CO2. They're consuming up to 20. So that's 30. And then I think this is it over here. Okay. That's still only 40. I mean, we're getting up there, but I could easily add another one here. I just want to make sure I don't need to right now. So more moss is easy enough to do. Muddy sludge is easy. I mean, we already have enough muddy sludge for 2.5 times this amount of moss. So I don't need to do anything with muddy sludge. Slutty mudge. We'll probably need more barrels. We'll definitely need to change the counts that we want on belts, which is complicated. I am happy with the solution we came up with here, though, because I think it results in very little decay. Wait, what happens? Hold on. What happens when we have enough Vrauks? Did we have... I think I just realized we have an issue. I don't have a system to stop making Vrauks. Or do I? I forget how I built this system. None of the buildings are set to stop running if we have enough Vrauks. Are they? These are only set to read contents. This is all set up just so that we don't put in too much flora at once. The output inserters don't do anything. These ones are just wired up to put a certain amount of cocoons onto the belt. To not overfill the belt with cocoons. And nothing is set up to measure the number of Vrauks. Well, that's bad. Interesting. Okay, let's do something rather than just talk about doing things. I could put these here and here. All right. So we're gonna do this and this. And then connect those up. And then I'd like to copy this part, including those inserters. Those have wiring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 away. Okay, so we'll do that. And then we can get rid of these. And then we can redo all the moss over here. Inventory's not having it. It's fine. Do some storage for now. All right, and then this belt. Definitely have to shift that around. Oh no, we're out of belts. That's a problem. Belts. Get your belts here. Okay, so that's done. Repro complexes are done. We're gonna put all the moss on one belt. So I'm gonna copy this part of it down to here. And that goes there. And then this is dead. And then this part is the measuring of what goes on the belt. And that can really go anywhere, the mixer. But that connector needs to be connected to the just read, hold all belts. And then that's what connects to the inserters that have wiring attached to them. So then we'll make that green network all one thing. What is going on here, by the way? So the bots that are trying to deconstruct these rocks can't seem to get there because of the blueprint? That's where I don't understand. Like, that feels pretty glitchy to me, because it's like, well, that building isn't even there. So it's like trying to get out of the way of something trying to be built, but then it can't get to the thing that needs to be deleted. I'm guessing whoever made this mod did not play with 23 by 23 buildings, is the problem. I'm gonna say that that's the reason this is happening, because it probably is. All right, and then... So this is where Vrauks come out. This is the loop. So the return loop goes here. Loop goes here. So then we should be reading all the... Why is this one not connected? Did we not get all the belts built? Ah, correct. Okay, get that done. I also should have an upgrade planner for power poles. Or electric poles, I should say. Because that's going to be pretty standard these days. And I don't want it in my inventory, so we'll put it in the thingy. And then we'll just get all those upgraded, so that's not a problem anymore. And then I don't have the Vrauks on my inventory. I know I'm wasting some by just upgrading, because we probably don't need as many medium poles as we needed light poles, or small poles, but it's fine. All right, so that's all powered. This is coming in, and then the moss. Well, let me grab the Vrauks too. Let me get Vrauks put into their respective places, because we gotta manually do it. No, I don't have enough. Oh crap. Guess I didn't count it out. And these are just... Alright. I need 4 sap makers. Sap extractor. Make me a sap. And then I'll need the trees. Okay, and then I'd like to do moss a little differently since we have the room for it. Well, I think once this stuff is cleared out, we will have the room for it, at least. Alright, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. And I think I will use the stone version now. Doesn't that go twice as fast? Or is it not quite twice as fast? I can't remember. The stone version is more than twice as fast. Wait, what is going on here? 0.016 to 0.013? Am I crazy? I thought it was 1 moss. No, it's more than 1 stone to 1 moss. I thought it was 16 to 16. All right, well, it's a relatively small amount of stone either way, so I'm not too worried about it. That's 7, that's not 8. I counted out 8 somehow. Okay, let's do this. Vertical. Now, the beauty of... I could actually do that with advanced fluid handling, because we could do one, you know, pipe that connects horizontally like this, but then these other ones could connect that way. But I actually want the belt to also be here. We'll do 1, 2, 3 spaces. And I'm gonna see if we can connect it up in such a way that this works out. And I think we will be able to. I mean, this alone should work fine, and then we just connect these two like that. So, yeah, that's easy. So we'll do 8 like that. Oh, outputs might be necessary. All right, output, 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 output. All right. Hey, you want to know what's also necessary is inputs. Crap. So switching this to the inside. And then we've got input, 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 input. Input, 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 input. And then we're going to put stone on one side of the belt, which means we need to put something on the close side. So if stone is on the bottom of the belt, then moss needs to be on the top, so these need to be on the close side. 3, 4, perfect. Okay, so that's all fine and dandy. And we need to bring down the CO2. Move our muddy sludge setup. CO2's fixed. Alright, so that's good. That's moss. And then moss will come down from here and get fed into the system. Excuse me. So we'll measure connected to that, and that will only work if moss is less than, I don't know, we'll start with 200 as our number. Now, wasn't it this one that was connected to a wire? I thought it was. For barrels? Oh, that's not. It doesn't need to exist. Maybe it was connected to one that I deleted. Yeah, it even shows up as 60. We'll do 120. Or 100. Okay, that's there. All the barrels need to go in here. All the single barrels. That's the mixer. The mixer probably needs to be a few tiles longer. Create a slightly longer delay for the mixing that it's doing. And then we're getting our sushi on. Okay. Then we need what? I think we're looking pretty good, actually. We need to connect... So all these guys are measuring... So here's how you can... By the way, if you have a bunch of things that are all set to 60 and you want to change them all, it's really easy. You copy... So you Control-C, you hold Shift, you copy the stuff you want to change. You then parameterize, reconfigure, you change your 60 to 100. Make sure you hit this check mark. If you click outside, it does not save what you did. I am so bothered by that, and it feels so much like a bug to me. Because clicking outside of something shouldn't delete it. It should either ask for confirmation, or it should just save it. This should be the only way to delete what you've done. Clicking out here should not delete what you've done. That really bothers me. Anyway, change that to 100. You hit confirm here, and then you hit create blueprint, and then you just click it over whatever you just have, and boom. Now they're all set to 100. Boom. Okay, anyway, so that fixes the egg count to be higher than it was before. And then we just want to make sure all these are hooked up to that main counter network. And now those are set up correctly. They've all got the recipe set. We need a bunch of moss as modules. Moss jewels, if you will. And then that's measuring to 200 now. What was this one doing? 80? Let's put 160 on the belt. Because we're going to need twice as much. So... It's a little bit of a shorter belt, though, so that might make us not need quite as much as we did before. Do that. And then all we need is the muddy sludge. So let's get rid of all this. My inventory's not going to like it. I'm well aware. But let's clean up all this stuff. And we apparently disconnected the power for our nickel. Wait. What am I missing? This doesn't have power. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, okay, there we go. Fixed that. Okay, let's go get the sap trees. They're hanging out somewhere to the west here, if I can remember. It's like over by this area. Yeah, right here. 1, 2, 3. We need 8 more? No, 4 more. Wait, no. 8 more. Alright. We're getting there. The Great Vrauk rebuild. Okay, and these guys need power. Does that reach? No, it still doesn't. So yeah, that is my official recommendation to the devs, is to increase the wire reach of both the small poles and the medium poles a little bit. I just think given the size of pie buildings, having them reach a little further is completely reasonable, and it's just an annoyance, and it makes things messier looking, messier feeling, and I don't think having longer... The only downside to longer reach is that you get more... Sometimes you get more connections that you don't want, but the game has gotten a little smarter about that since where it used to be, so it's often okay. And there's even a mod to comb your power network and reduce the number of unnecessary connections if you're really worried about that. So given that mod exists, it does feel like having a little bit longer wire reach would just be nice rather than not nice. All right, I actually need to get all the barrels out of here. my inventory. And then we need the muddy sludge, which is a washer and a soil extractor. And that can go pretty much anywhere. Sort of. What would be nice is if we could get the water to be part of the same area. So like the water here. Because this can easily go over and then up. Doesn't have to make this kind of corner. And then we can do the washer. We can even, Vrauk can just go across the washer. Muddy sludge. I guess the washer should be up here. Okay, so then there's this guy, which connects down to the muddy sludge there. There's the water, which connects here and here, like that. There's got to be a water nearby. There's water everywhere. All the way over there? Where was I getting it from before? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Turn that off. Alright, so you come down. And then we can turn corners there. Alright, so there's water, your soil. We do have enough muddy sludge available. Empty barrels go in here. Let's see, what else needs to be done? Muddy sludge is running, that means moss is running. This guy, make sure there's enough flora on the measured belts. Getting the barrels on the measured belts. Moss is basically good to go, I think, at this point. But let's just dump that out real quick. And then that just needs moss. These need Vrauk cocoons, barrels, and moss. So I think, other than the missing Vrauks, we need to grab a few more of those. I think we're actually good. And those are all just connected to themselves. These are connected to the Greater Belt Measurement Network. So the GBMN as it stands. Okay, so then we can just pick up the Vrauks. Wait, where did all my Vrauks go? Oh, did I really grab all of them and it still wasn't enough? No, that doesn't make sense. There were 150 in a chest. There we go. Oop, wrong thing. I was like, there's no way that we don't have enough Vrauks. Okay, so if I can get rid of sap here, that'd be nice. Oh, the sap extractors are not done either. Okay. And we'll just get rid of the Vrauk cocoons that way. There we go. So that's done. And then the sap trees. Where are they? What is going on here? Because I don't have them in my inventory. Nor do I remember dumping them in a chest. So where could they have gone? Odd. So, is there a glitch with construction drones that deletes modules? Because you guys saw me. I just grabbed 8 from over here. Did I not? Maybe I have to go back and look at the tapes. I'm pretty sure I grabbed 8 from over there. And I definitely had 8 over here before in this region. I mean, I know we did. And there's nothing... Crafting these doesn't consume sap trees, right? Yeah, there's nothing that consumes sap trees that I could have possibly done. So, I'm curious if construction drones can somehow delete modules when constructing and deconstructing. Because I'm short 6 sap trees right now. And they're not in my inventory. They're not on the ground. They are only in this chest. I'm kind of freaked out right now. That could mean bad things. That could mean really bad things for this construction drones mod. I really miss nanobots. If anyone wants to make sure nanobots works great for 2.0, that'd be wonderful. It's possible that I just didn't actually grab 8. I thought I did. Maybe I've gone crazy. I wonder, I guess it's also loosely possible I already had, maybe I already had 6 in my inventory, but then somehow I put them into the sap tree chest and then took out 8, and so something like that happened. I don't actually know. I mean, I guess, you know, like, that sort of thing's possible. I don't think it happened, but maybe it did. Alright. Anyway, that's all done. And I think we're good now. How much power do these take, by the way? 250 kilowatts. It's not nothing. Okay, so after all that, we now have double Vrauk production. This is all pointless anyway. Alright, Vrauks are doubled. And cleaner. I think this is just a cleaner build. I could even move the moss. I could move this all up a little closer into this region, and then we could do a blueprint for it. And then I could use this in the future. I'm gonna give it a little while to balance out, you know, because it's gonna take a little bit. I probably, I'm gonna undo a mistake I made, which is putting all of the cocoons in 3 buildings. I think it's going to be better if I start out with these being even distributed amongst everybody. It'll just make things balance out faster, because those buildings were going to take 3 hours to use up all those cocoons, you know what I mean? They literally only use 100 per hour, so... Anyway, that works. I might need to pump up the numbers at some point. It looks like our balancer here is maybe a little overloaded. But I think that'll change over time. Once we get a couple cycles going here. So I don't really think we need to change anything. Sweet. Okay, well, we're gonna call this an episode. Vrauk expansion is done, and that will mean good things for latex, which is what we need for rubber. So we're halfway there. Or more than halfway, actually. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next episode.